Hello and welcome to MEWeedle. Today we're gonna take a look at honestly my favorite team so far that I played for this cup. It's going to be the Lantern in the lead. We're going to have the Say-Swap of the Galarian Weezing, as we also have in the back the Shadow Mawile with Fire Fang. This team was so good. Honestly, I played this team yesterday evening when the cup first came out as well, and this team was so amazing. I went up to, I think I went 12-3 with this team or something like this. Like, it was really insane. I'm like really close to Legend now. Need like one more 5-0 and I would be able to hit it immediately, which is kind of nice. And so yeah, I had a lot of fun playing this team. Definitely can recommend it to you. Yeah, by the way, against this opponent I swapped out earlier against the Kingdra. I completely forgot that Kingdra was allowed and was just completely surprised by that one. We have two fairy types in the back. Of course, swapping out against the Kingdra might make some kind of sense, even though our Mawile definitely has not the best matchup against Kingdra. Here, we're going to have our Weezing as our Say-Swap. Weezing is completely a Say-Swap. There's nothing that really completely walls this Pokemon. There are some Pokemon that, of course, like a Tentacruel here, will be able to win the matchup, but they're going to get out of this matchup with only a little bit of health left, and usually in the farm down range for our Lantern, which is going to be nice. And of course, we kind of want to get out those Water-type Pokemon anyway. This is the main reason why we have a very good Water answer in the lead here. With the Lantern, we're going to try to bait those Water-type out with our Weezing Say-Swap, so we can clear up the end game there with our Mawile. Which you can also do here against this opponent. We can shield up the move, and Fire Fang is just going to shred through the next opponent here with the Trophy. It's gonna go down, the Kingdom gonna go down. And that's going to be a very good game there. This team was so amazing, can highly recommend to you. Lantern lead against Lantern lead. This is going to be a fun matchup here actually, because you're going to see why. It's an interesting one. We're going to be able to go for one Thunderbolt. This is going to do some decent damage. We see now that after the Spark, they're going to be at half of the health there, basically, which will allow us now to go for another Thunderbolt. This time around, they're going to win the CMP type, but I think we're going to be able to take this move still, and we will, so I can go for my own Thunderbolt. And I can basically just give up on the Lantern here, but I kind of want to still keep it alive. Maybe I can catch a move with it later on. So I'm going to swap into our Weezing here. They're going to stay in because it's usually a good matchup for them. I will be able to just shield up the move here. And now I have them into farm down range for Fire Fang. Seems good so far. They go into their own Weezing. So here I hope that they're going to bait me first with the Overheat, because it would be very decent. Not for the Overheat, with the Brutal Swing, which would be very decent for us, but sadly they don't. Allowing us to go for our own Brutal Swing, putting them into range for Overheat, and we should be able to knock them out with this one now. But so far, two same Pokemon, and yes, we have three same Pokemon here. This is a mirror matchup, but they have like one fast move advantage here. I go for the Power Punch, which will allow me to actually get the simultaneously KO there, which is kind of nice. But sadly, because they shield the Thunderbolt, which helped them out a little bit more, they're going to be able to farm me all the way down and survive with a few HP left. We still had a shield left, but there was nothing that we were really able to shield. So just the first matchup kind of decided this one. Well, it was funny to face the exact same team against me. But yeah, this team, as you see here already, like people in this Eater range are playing this team. It's just very strong. I can highly recommend you this team here right now. Thunderbolt coming through against the next opponent's Weezing. How do we play this matchup out? We're just going to stay in here. Two Surf are usually not enough to knock out the Weezing, so going for one Thunderbolt and one Surf is a way to go to knock them out here. Winning the first lead, I'm going to swap out immediately. I'm going to swap out blindly as well, as we see the Ferrothorn coming in. You should just go for Overheat here, to be fair. I misclicked a little bit. I went for way too much energy here as well. I at least shield the Flash Cannon, which is going to be nice. Now I'm just going to go for the safe play. 3 Brutal Swings going to be enough to knock out a Ferrothorn as well, and they won't be able to go for another Flash Cannon in time. So as I see them not swapping out here, I expected them to have another Grass type in the back, like the Trevenant, but actually it's going to be the Walrein. Walrein is having a pretty okayish matchup here, but honestly I will just be able to go for some Brutal Swing damage, gonna get the shield. I tried to catch the move, didn't work out, but they have to go for an Earthquake here in order to knock me out, and they can go for that, but it's basically a waste of energy. I don't really need my Lantern anymore. Here still survive on charge move. And I literally just put them into a range where I can just go ahead and farm them down later on with my Mawile. This is the main reason why I did all the stuff prior. Got the final shield. I actually would have liked to get the damage on them instead, but like this, we can just shield up the move. They won't be able to go for one Icicle Spear and an Earthquake. Like, the only move that they would go for is now an Icicle Spear. There's not going to be any chance for them to get to anything else. We farmed on the Ferrothorn, and that's going to be also a very good game there. Next opponent, we see a Trevenant in the lead. Horrific lead for us, of course. We're going to swap out immediately into our Weezing. They're going to swap it into a Tentacruel, so far so bad. That's going to be a pretty awkward matchup now. So far could be actually the team that I showcased earlier today for this cup. If you haven't seen that one, definitely also a very strong team that helped me climb up a little bit as well. There, the third Pokemon would have been a Quillfish, but let's see if the opponent going to have this. Sadly, they're going to perfectly be able to farm me down because they went for the Scald. Very great play by the opponent. But as said before, if they go into Tentacruel, you should be usually able to just farm them down with your Lantern. You're gonna lose some health here, but it doesn't really matter too much because they can align the Trevenant anyway. So I'd rather keep my shields for the Mawile and hopefully can farm them all the way down. I expect them to have something weak to me in the back, so I'm going to go ahead and shield this move up. It's going to be an Araquanid. This is something that I didn't really expect here. In general, didn't really expect in this cup, but maybe actually take a look at Araquanid as well. I kind of want to try maybe Golisopod together with Araquanid, might be a funny idea. But here we see the Bubble Beam coming through, not doing too much damage. It's going to be a tough one to still win here. Gonna try to bait the potential bigger charge move, and it actually worked out pretty well, getting the shield from the opponent. I have to let this move go through. Bubble Beam going to do not a lot of damage, which is going to be nice. I can go ahead and I tried to swap out on time, but it just didn't work out. I have to shield this move up now. I have to try to get some extra energy. I'm not gonna go for the Iron Head here, but they might have called this. Is it a call? No, they didn't call it, and they can just go ahead, go into my Lantern and go for one Surfy right now because I let the move go through, and they know already at this point of time it's over. They thought they caught the Power Punch, but they didn't, and this was hilarious. Next opponent, Tentacruel lead. Amazing for us. I expect them to try to catch, and they try to catch. We go into our Mawile, and my opponent going to forfeit here. Good game there. Next opponent, we're going to see Tropius as our lead here. I can stay in for at least 6 fast moves. This would allow them to go for 1 Leaf Blade, and I cannot swap out then. And this opponent, sadly, is running, a very interesting line that completely hardwalls me. Like, this stuff still can happen here. We will be able to go ahead and go for a Brutal Swing here. Going to do some decent damage. I can go for another charge move here as well with a Brutal Swing. Gonna get the shield. I actually thought that one Brutal Swing would already knock out the Bruxish, but Bruxish is actually a kind of funny Pokemon to take a look for this meta as well. But I will be able to farm all the way down now. And now I can go ahead and go into my Mawile as they go into their Tropius, and they have another water type in the back. There's no reason for me to play this out. Even though they have Confusion, which is resisted, all my charge moves and fast moves are resisted there. So like this was complete hardwall, sadly. Next opponent gonna go into a Trevenant. Trevenant is not able to get to Seed Bomb and a Shadow Ball against us. So you can just clearly farm down here, get some energy, get an Iron Head stored, which can help out later. At this point of time, I think I can just go ahead and go for 1 Power Punch first, which I should have done earlier as well, but I tried to bait a potential play rough, but I can still get ahead and go for 1 Iron Head here, which does a ton of damage against the opponent, putting them into easy farm down range for our Lantern. Let's see what they're going to have in the back. They're going to go for the Weather Ball here, and they're going to go ahead and go into a Warrain. I'm just going to call it and say that they're going to try to no-shield here to get some advantage, and they do, which basically loses them the game here. Going straight for the Thunderbolt was the play to go. Goodbye there. Next opponent, Shadow Mawile in the lead. That's fine for us, as well as we're going to see now the Tentacruel coming in. My main goal here is to get rid of shields, because this would allow us to go for an overheat later against the Mawile with our own whatever his name is. Galarian Weezing has of course overheat here. So if we get shields down, we're gonna go to town, as we're going to see here the opponent going for 1 Acid Spray again. We are still kind of healthy in terms of our health here in general. We will be able to go for the knockout, and I can swap out here immediately into my own Mawile, because I know that they have their Mawile, and now I see the Trevenant coming in, and my Mawile going to go to town here as well, as I'm going to be able to go ahead and go for a Power Punch against them. This will put me into a range where I can just farm them all the way down. We simultaneously KO there, but again, they have a Trevenant. It's already in range for 1 Brutal Swing, and they're going to forfeit here, as I have a shield advantage as well. So this is going to be a very good game. Also, a lot of fast games, as you can see here. Like, it's not taking too long. We see the Ferrothorn coming in here against us again, which is going to be nice. You can take 1 Flash Cannon. You don't have to shield anything, but I'm still going to shield here because they were already double weak to me. So if they are triple weak, it's going to be a very good feast here for the Mawile. Let's see what's coming in here. We're going to see the Weezing coming back in. We can go ahead, go for 1 charge move here with the Iron Head. Let's see what they're going to try to do. They're going to shield this move up here. I will be able to just shield up again, because I expect them to have another grass type in the back with the Trevenant most likely. I can survive 1 move from the Trevenant onto my own Weezing, so we should be fine there. Iron Head is coming through here. I can just take this overheat here. They have to kind of swap out afterwards. I'm gonna go into my own Weezing, trying to get some extra energy here, and it's actually not the Pokemon that I expected it to be in the bag, but it's going to be even better. We're going to see the Obama Snow, and we can say goodbye to that one, as the overheat going to hit them here. They don't know what really hit them, as it's going to go down easily. Double super effective nuke against them. Goodbye there. Next opponent, let's see what they're going to run. We're going to see a Roserade in the lead. This is a Pokemon that I really want to showcase as well. Don't know if I can, but yeah, we will see here that Roserade going to have the move Poison Jab, which is actually not like preferred from PvP Poke, but I think it's the better move for this meta. It's kind of core breaker for our team, especially as they're going to be able to catch a charge move here onto their Seeking there. Seeking going to be able to yeah, take a overheat pretty well. So not really a good start for me so far. I have to go ahead and go into my Lantern. I kind of tried to farm them all the way down, I guess. They're gonna go for another Dory run, which is going to be super effective. But of course, they're going to get to the charge moves pretty fast. I try to farm down and it works out pretty well. Going to swap out not immediately. I'm going to go for the Thunderbolt first because I thought they go for the Roserade, which is still going to get hurt by that quite a bit. And now I can go ahead and let this move go through. This is only a Seed Bomb. This is not a Shadow Ball yet. And now our Mawile can go to town. 2 grass types, and we don't really care too much about them here. We can shield up the incoming Weather Ball. They have a ton of energy here, but I don't even think they're going to get to 3 charge moves here after I buff myself with the Power Punch. They're going to let the move go through as well. You see how much damage we do. And this is going to be a very good game, as this Weather Ball is going to get shielded and we can farm them all the way down. Next opponent, Pelipper in the back, in the lead there. I mean, that's totally fine for us. We're going to see a Ferrothorn coming in. We can go for a Mawile. And this time around, because they have a lead that's very good against Mawile, I'm going to let the move go through. It's going to be a Flash Cannon. We can still survive that one. And we're still going to be able to go for an Iron Head against the opponent's Pelipper that's coming in here, putting them lower into a farm down range for Spark, which is going to be amazing, as Spark going to have a great time here. They're going to farm us all the way down. We're going to go straight into the Lantern, gonna get all the energy advantage here. This is going to be amazing, as even like grass types in this meta will not appreciate a Thunderbolt. As you see now the Trevenant coming in, we can go ahead and go straight for the Brutal Swing. We didn't give them enough energy advantage that they can go and bait me all the time and then still get to 1 Shadow Ball. So it's just a safe play to shield everything up here, no matter what they're going to try to do here. As the, yeah, as we kind of have to go for the Brutal Swing anyway in order to knock them out here. But as you can see, I'm just going to shield up the next move. They still can get to another Seed Bomb, but not a Shadow Ball, and they're going to go for the Seed Bomb here. And on a CMP tie, we will see now how much damage our Brutal Swing going to do against them. Let's take a look at this one. They're completely energy dry as well. Not knocking them out, but gonna put them into range where I can just go for 1 Surf in order to knock them out here. So this is going to be a good game as well, as we just found on the Pelipper. Next opponent, let's take a look what they're going to run here. As I'm actually still in my win there, you see that I went 4-1 or 5-0, I actually don't know, with this team, so at least you're going to see that I don't fake my videos either. What a surprise, not really a shocker. But here we're going to see that we can go ahead and shield up against the Trevenant again. We're going to be able to farm them all the way down. Again, they can go for another Seed Bomb here, but yeah, we will be able to just go ahead, farm them all the way down, and go for another charge move. In comes the Tentacruel. I think I can still go for 1 Power Punch and then for the Iron Head in order to do some more damage, putting them into a range where I can get, actually yeah, get to the Iron Head. Very close call there. Should be able to just go ahead and farm them down maybe with my Lantern, but they're going to go into their Shiftry. That's going to be a pretty interesting matchup here. I will be able to do a ton of damage already with my fast move, so this is my main pressure point here right now. I'm just going to go ahead and just farm them all the way down basically with my fast move. I'm still going to throw out some moves, but it's going to be Brutal Swing, which forces some shields. I could go for the Overheat as well if I wanted to, but I kind of want to just get the damage on them. If I put them low enough that I can just go for 1 Thunderbolt, it's also going to be fine. I don't really need to have them completely gone yet. I can shield up the move here incoming, and I think they're going to swap out here, and exactly that's what's happening. I'm going to call it, and I'm going to catch the Scald on our Lantern, which basically seals the deal here as well, as I can just go ahead and go for the full farm down against the opponent, and this is going to be amazing. Like, if I didn't catch the move, I think I still had some, like, the opponent still had a play to win this game, like this, because I caught this move. It was very, very easy for us to win this. Again, horrible lead there for us with the Trevenant. Tentacruel comes back in here again. Could be again the video that I showcased earlier as well with the Quillfish, but here we're going to be able to go for some Brutal Swing damage against the opponent, and I will be able to do some decent damage with that, putting them into range, most likely where I can spark them down and getting some energy advantage. We saw this matchup earlier already, but they're actually going to go ahead and this time around go for the Acid Spray here, which does not knock us out or does not put us into a range where they can knock us out in general, but we get a shield advantage. This is going to be amazing. They can still get a ton of damage against our Lantern here, but as long as they don't have another water type in the bag, we should be fine going for our Mawile to farm them all the way down. Let's take a look what we can do here. Mawile coming in now, as we see they have another water type in the bag. Seeking is coming in here, and this is going to be a horrible matchup. I'm just going to go ahead and go straight for the Power Punch. If they want to be cheeky, they can just bait us with the Ice Cube and debuffing our attack, and that's exactly what they're going to do. This is really not looking good for us. We only have really the resisted fast move damage here. I still have the shield advantage, but we don't really do even more damage because you see here already they can just debuff me again. I'm forced to shield here, there's nothing else I can do about it, and I have to go ahead and go for the power punch now. Do we actually do enough damage to knock them out with that? We do, and we can get some damage on the opponent here as well. Putting the Trevenant actually into a range, we can go force 2 serve in order to knock them out, and we have 2 serve stored now. This will be a good game, and I hope you enjoyed this video because this team is amazing. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like on it, I really appreciate this. Otherwise, you're going to see on the screen now the top teams for this meta on the right side, and on the left side my recent video about the Quillfish team, which really went well, so click them if you're interested in this, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye!